The Glacier Brothers. Imagine two brothers, inseparable since childhood, setting off for a simple winter trek. Snowshoes, backpacks, camera gear. A weekend surrounded by glaciers in one of the coldest regions of the Canadian Rockies. Only one of them comes back. He returns exhausted, trembling, saying the mountain took his brother. Search teams comb through ice and stone for days. Nothing. For months, the case freezes over like the land itself. Almost a year later, hikers stumble upon something beneath a partially melted snowbank. A boot, then a leg, and then a body, frozen solid, preserved. But the way it was positioned, the way the ice melted around it, told investigators something deeply disturbing. This man didn't die where he was found. He didn't fall. He didn't get lost. He was placed there, deliberately, hidden beneath layers of snow and ice, with a story that his brother would spend the next year trying to keep buried. This is the haunting case of the Glacier Brothers, a mystery buried in frost, lies, and the unforgiving silence of the mountains. Caleb and Rowan Mercer grew up in Edmonton, Alberta, 2 years apart, but always mistaken for twins. Caleb, the elder at 32, was steady, quiet, and deeply introverted. Rowan, 30, was loud, adventurous, and impulsive. Their childhood was marked by hardship, an absent father, a mother working double shifts, and long winters that felt endless. But the brothers had each other. Hiking and winter trekking became their escape, a tradition from the time they were teenagers. By adulthood, Caleb worked as a supply chain analyst. Rowan worked seasonal tourism jobs, never sticking to one place for long. But every winter, no matter how chaotic their lives became, they reunited for a multi-day trek. In January 2021, they chose the Talon Ridge Glacier Loop, a remote region of the Rockies known for brutal winds, shifting ice shelves, hidden crevasses, and eerie silence that seemed to swallow sound. It wasn't a beginner trail, but the brothers were not beginners. Rowan posted their last photo online. Two men bundled in parkas grinning into the wind, the glacier behind them like a frozen ocean. Caption: Mercer Brothers Annual Freeze Fest. Let's see who taps out first. He had no idea how prophetic that would become. On January 14th, the brothers parked their old SUV at the Talon Ridge trailhead, signed the logbook, and headed out. Temperatures were brutal, between 27 and 30 degrees at night. They had food, fuel, shelter, and satellite communicators. For the first day, everything appeared normal. Two campers spotted them at the halfway glacial bowl, taking photos of the blue ice walls. On the morning of January 16th, Caleb walked out of the woods alone. He staggered into the small ranger station at the base of the trail, frostbite around his fingers, face windburned, eyes sunken. "Where's your brother?" the ranger asked. Caleb barely breathed the words. The glacier took him. He claimed Rowan slipped near a fractured ice shelf. A hidden crevasse swallowed him instantly. There was no scream, no chance to help him. One moment Rowan was there. The next he was gone. Search teams launched immediately. Ice axes, avalanche dogs, ground-penetrating radar, anything they could use. But they found no hole, no broken shelf, no prints, no blood, no gear, nothing. It was as if Rowan vanished into clean, untouched snow. Rescuers quietly questioned the story. The area Caleb described wasn't known for crevices, and snow conditions showed no signs of collapse. But without a body, nothing could be proven. After 10 days in deadly temperatures, the search was suspended. Rowan was declared missing, presumed dead. Caleb returned home a hollow version of himself. He avoided interviews. He avoided Rowan's friends. He cried at random. He refused to attend memorial gatherings. To most, it seemed like the tragic grief of a surviving sibling. But investigators noticed one thing. Caleb never described the moment his brother fell in the same way twice. For almost 11 months, the case remained cold. No hikers found gear. No wildlife dragged any remains. No spring melt revealed anything. The Mercer family held a memorial with an empty urn. Caleb gave a speech, trembling through tears. But something in his voice felt off. He spoke about Rowan in the past tense. Yes, but he also spoke about making things right. And not letting the mountain keep secrets. Friends wrote it off as grief. Investigators noted it carefully. On December 22, 2021, a rare warm spell hit the Canadian Rockies. Temperatures jumped unexpectedly. Snowbanks shrank. Ice layers softened. 2 hikers, exploring a restricted off-trail area, noticed a patch of ice glistening in a strange shape. One walker kicked away slush and froze in place. Underneath, a dark fabric, a contour, a shape. They dug frantically. Within minutes, they uncovered a torso, a face, a man encased in ice, but startlingly recognizable. It was Rowan Mercer, exactly as he appeared nearly a year prior. Skin pale but intact, clothing undamaged, no signs of animal interference, not a natural freeze, a deliberate preservation. RCMP arrived within hours. The body was chiseled, out with expert care and flown via helicopter to the forensic lab in Calgary. The lead investigator looked at the ice-encased corpse and whispered, "This wasn't an accident. Someone hid him." Forensic pathologist Dr. Teresa Malloy examined Rowan's remains. She expected decomposition inside the ice. Typical softening, tissue collapse. Instead, what she found was shocking. Rowan's body was frozen in a highly controlled state. Internal organs preserved almost perfectly. No damage consistent with a crevasse fall. No fractures from impact. No tearing of tendons. No compression injuries. No waterlogging. No abrasions. No tearing of clothing. No animal bite mark. Cause of death: asphyxiation, manual compression, strangulation. Rowan didn't fall. He was killed, then placed in a location with purposeful snow layering, soft snow base, hard-packed crust, blocked with compacted ice chunks, covered with a natural snowdrift, only achievable through manual layering. Someone built a snow tomb, the kind that would not reveal itself until the next year's warm cycle. Only one person was with him, Caleb. Detectives reopened the case immediately. They requested Caleb come in for a voluntary interview. He refused. He hired a lawyer. He made no public statement. Investigators dug deeper into digital footprints, transaction histories, social media, and the trail logbooks. Then, they found a disturbing inconsistency. Caleb had signed the Talon Ridge Trail book twice, once at the start and once at the midpoint hut. But the signatures were hours apart in a way that didn't match the hiking times he claimed. He lied about their path. More inconsistencies emerged. Caleb's story of where Rowan fell differed with every telling. He claimed Rowan was ahead of him, then behind him, then beside him. He described weather conditions inaccurately. He insisted the ice shelf collapsed, yet weather logs showed no collapse anywhere. He claimed he had no climbing rope, yet rope fibers were found on Rowan's coat. The pressure mounted, but the breakthrough came from a small, almost forgotten detail. Forensic analysts identified faint, straight cuts on Rowan's backpack straps. Not tears, not snags. Cut marks, clean, intentional, done with a sharp blade. This indicated his pack was removed after death. Why remove a backpack from a dead man? To eliminate evidence? To recover something? Or to stage a disappearance? Investigators theorized Rowan never slipped. He fought. But what happened between two brothers who loved each other? For motive, they turned to Rowan's phone data, retrieved from cloud backups. And there it was, the beginning of the truth. Evidence revealed heavy tension between the brothers in the months leading up to the trip. Texts from Rowan to a close friend. Caleb is jealous of everything I do. He hates that I'm living free. He said I owe him more than I give. Something's not right with him lately. A week before the trip. If anything happens on this trek, it won't be the mountain. The police froze when they read it. Then, financial records exposed a deeper crack. Caleb had taken out a large personal loan using forged documentation with Rowan's name. $28,000, Rowan found out. He confronted him days before the hike. This trip wasn't just tradition. It was meant to be a make-or-break discussion, a confrontation, one that ended in cold-blooded violence. Forensic timeline reconstruction combined physical evidence, weather data, and Caleb's inconsistent statements. Experts determined Rowan likely died on the night of January 15th, strangled from behind during an argument. His pack cut open to remove a recording device. His body carried or dragged to a snowbank. Caleb spent hours constructing a snow burial using compacted ice, ensuring long-term preservation. Temperature drops back froze the structure solid. Caleb returned to camp and waited until morning. He hiked down, alone, pretending shock and confusion. The calculated nature of the burial stunned investigators. This wasn't a panic. It was a plan. Whether planned in advance or improvised, the burial was designed so. Winter ice would seal the grave. Spring melt wouldn't expose it. Summer vegetation would hide it. Only a rare weather anomaly could reveal it. Caleb almost got away with murder. Police confronted Caleb with autopsy reports, temperature logs, strap cuts, rope fibers, contradictory statements. For the first time, he broke, not into a confession, but into anger. He shouted, "He wasn't supposed to leave me again. He always leaves." Detectives leaned in. Caleb continued. He wanted to move. He wanted to disappear. He didn't care what he owed me, so I made sure he couldn't run. It wasn't a confession to murder, but it was motive. Caleb was arrested. The courtroom filled every day. People expected drama. They got icy coldness instead. Caleb showed little emotion. He stared blankly when Rowan's body photos were shown. He flinched only once when his mother cried on the stand. The prosecution laid out the pre-existing conflict, financial forgery, motive, burial reconstruction, GPS data from Caleb's watch that placed him at the burial site for 3 hours, rope fibers matching Caleb's emergency kit. The defense argued hypothermia panic, disorientation, misremembered events. But nothing could erase the evidence. The jury deliberated only 7 hours. Guilty, second-degree murder, 28 years without parole. Caleb didn't cry. He simply whispered. He shouldn't have tried to leave. Rowan was laid to rest 6 weeks later. Only close family attended. Fresh snow fell gently on the burial site. A quiet, poetic ending. For a man who loved winter more than anything, his mother said, Rowan survived every mountain he climbed, except the one he climbed with his brother. The Talon Ridge Glacier Loop was temporarily closed, not for safety, but out of respect. Some hikers say the wind on the ridge sounds different now, almost like a voice calling through frost. But one thing is certain, the glacier didn't take Rowan. The mountain didn't swallow him. Nature didn't claim him. He was taken by the one person he trusted the most, and buried not under stone, but under silence. Some murders are loud, messy, chaotic, violent. Others are frozen in time, calculated, carefully staged, designed to vanish beneath ice and memory. But cold doesn't preserve secrets forever. This was the story of Caleb and Rowan Mercer, the Glacier Brothers, a case that teaches us one devastating truth. Sometimes the harshest winters are found in the human heart.